you perturbed by some distinct behavioral changes in your child these days? Like when you are trying to hug your child, he or she pushes you away, or when you are trying to sit and talk and negotiate with them on certain things, they are completely ignorant, or maybe when you are trying to spend time together with them, they seem a bit distant. And of course, as a parent, you all might be disturbed, or you may feel that what is happening here? Why this sudden change in my child? So relax. It's nothing, it's just that transition phase that your child is going through. A very good afternoon to everyone. I am Navpreet, a life coach and a master trainer, and I welcome you all back to my YouTube channel. Continuing with my series on concerns related to adolescence, this is my next video where I'm going to talk about how relationships evolve in a teenage. So it's a very interesting topic because all these things, the examples that I just quoted, these are the common instances which we all go through as parents when our children reach teenage or when they are going through adolescence. Now let's dig a bit deeper into this aspect of this particular transition phase, that why this happens and what we can do as parents to maintain a healthy bond and a relationship with our child. Now what happens is that I have already discussed in my previous sessions as well, that when a child is in the transition phase from childhood towards adulthood, that period is known as adolescence. And during adolescence, it's not only that your social circle is changing or your cognitive aspect is changing, your physiology, hormones, everything is undergoing a change, right? Puberty sets in, where your sexual organs start developing and the hormonal changes sets in, which is actually a preparation from a biological point of view towards adulthood. Now, all these things definitely affect how the relationships change in teenage, like how the teenagers they start behaving, they start interacting with each other, with their peers, with their mom and dad, with their family members, with their siblings. You will see a very distinctive change happening in this phase. Now let's understand that why this thing happens and how it happens. Now, why this thing happens? I've already mentioned a bit that it is a transition phase. There are a lot of biological, physiological, emotional changes taking place inside the body of a child, and he or she has to actually adjust to those. So, when you see these sudden changes in their behavior, we need to understand that it is in sync with the changes which the child is addressing in his or her body. Right now, during teenage, children we will find they are more attracted towards their friends, towards their peer circle, and of course, children develop attraction towards opposite gender. All these things are pretty much normal, and it happens in the due course of time as the child is in his or her growing stages. But we as adults and we as parents should not take these things something very much out of the box, and we should not in the first place get perturbed or tensed about it. Let's be calm and let's try to understand that how we should go with our child, aligning with what he or she thinks of society, of friendships, of relationships, and how we can be there as a pillar, as a guide, as a facilitator, and as a good listener to them to help them sail through this phase also very smoothly. So, as I was discussing, that during teenage, children start developing good relationships good friendships, and they are more attracted towards their friends, and they want to spend less and less time with the family members, because at this time they are also undergoing a lot of changes in their self concept. Okay, now self concept means what? Their independence. They are redefining their independence in this age. They want to be more independent. They want to be taking decisions for themselves. They want to be set free for a good period of time so that they can actually spend some time thinking, pondering, imagining, creating things, right? Which we are supposed to give them so that they can figure out and they can start thinking about their own issues and concerns, what they are facing, right? So we have to give them this freedom that they come out with some kind of solution when they are stuck in any problem. Second thing is they are defining their own identity. They look at themselves as different than what they were a few years back. Now they are more concerned about their physical looks. They are more concerned about how they dress up. They are more concerned about their skin care. They are more concerned about their mannerisms, that how they talk, how they behave. So you will see that some children, they are very quiet by nature. They are very mannered in their looks, and they talk to you in a very courteous manner. Some children are very outgoing, very extrovert in nature, and they speak a lot, they talk a lot, and very bold they seem, right? So everybody is right at their own place. It is how the child is inherently, right? So we should not be judging first thing children that this particular child is very mannered, this particular child is not very much mannered. So we have to understand that these children, it's not only their internal changes that are undergoing changes, there are other aspects also which affect the behavior of a child: the family, the social circles, right? The place they stay in, the environment they interact with, all these things play a very big role, right? After that, now how their relationships grow in their peer circles. Usually in this age, what happens, children, these relationships are very intense. You will observe your teenager coming back home and telling you all the stories, so very much excited, means being very happy. The next moment she will talk about something, or he will talk about something where she will come out to be very aggressive, very angry. So all these intense emotions comes in. Why? Again, as we discussed in the previous video as well, because of the impulsivity that rules their brain at this age. Because again, the decisiveness, the power to take decisions, the power to respond wisely has not yet happened, right? That has not yet developed. It is undergoing development. So they act very impulsively. So you will see these sudden change in emotions, sudden change in feelings happening in your child when your child is conversing with you, elaborating different incidents which have happened at their in their schools, or in their, I mean, in their gatherings of their friends and all that. So this is one thing. Another thing is there are changes how they see themselves in a family, how they see a child starts defining his or her bond with the mother, his or her relationship with father, his or her relationships with siblings. They will start identifying, they will start observing more the behavioral patterns, the way things are happening at home, how the parents are interacting with each other, who is a dominant figure in the house, who is a submissive one, with whom they can actually be more comfortable when discussing and sharing things. So all these things, they are actually redefining their relationships within their family members as well. And beside all this, they also start developing attraction for the opposite gender, which is again very much normal thing to happen. But we as adults have to be vigilant, and we have to be very much comfortable with our child in talking, discussing, and opening up the chapters of certain topics which they need to know at a specific age, right? We should not shy away from talking to them about the intricacies, about the precautions, about the conditions that they should be following whenever they are feeling this kind of attraction towards anyone, right? So as parents, we have to be very sensible and very supportive in this age, because if your child is coming back home and is not able to share with you anything what he or she is going through outside the house or outside your home, then that becomes a problem. Because again, at this age, children are under development. Their actions doesn't come out from an experience. Their actions come out from the impulses, the strong feelings, the strong emotions that they feel, right? So we have to be very much observant and vigilant at the same time. Another thing is, please listen and validate. When your child is talking to you, listen carefully. Try to read between the lines if you can, and be very observant for any particular behavioral pattern if you're observing it repeatedly in your child. That needs to be shown a concern, and let's take care of these things. Because nowadays we all know that children are exposed to so much of social media content that you never know that which aspect of social media is affecting your child to what extent. So please be hyper vigilant in this case. Internet is very good. It If it is used productively, it can do wonders. But nowadays we all know that children are undergoing many dangerous things also, because they get bullied on internet due to the cyber crimes that are happening against children, against girls. So please be very careful when your child is using technology or internet, and what he or she is watching, be very vigilant for that as well. Another important thing that I wanted to discuss here is, so all these changes when they are happening in your child, now another thing is that as a parent, when I want to be with my child and there for him or her, how can I be so very much supportive? Now conflicts will happen. You will observe that your teenager often end up having a conflict with you on a very minimal thing also at home. But that's okay. That's very much normal. You keep telling the right thing to them, you keep guiding them the right thing, right? And even if the conflict happens, then you don't have to take it to heart or on your mind and keep it permanently there. You have to let it go. So then the parents with whom the teenagers are having conflicts, but at the same time, after some time, they're also able to sit together, have quality time together, laugh and share and care towards each other. That aspect is known as emotional variability. So more is the emotional variability, means more flexible you are in your relationship with your child as a teenager, the more comfortable relation you will have with your child as the child will grow in age. So your child will be more understanding. He or she will understand that no matter if my father or mother is scolding me right now or I'm having a conflict with them, in some time it will all go, and we all will sit together and have a good time. And your adolescent will come back home, talk to you, share with you everything, because they are requiring, and they require the most, the safest place to be in during this transition phase. So be available to them, be with them, and do not think that all these sudden changes have come out of the blue. All these are a part of their development which is happening, and take care. Guide your children to be in good company. Show them the value of good friends. Show them the value of, if you will stay in a good company, what all benefits you can have in future. So let's keep talking to them. Let's not sit back and avoid them thinking that they are not listening. They may not listen, but they will definitely grasp the important things that you tell them, and they will definitely execute those things in the coming times. And during this period also, these aspects, these little bites of yours, the insightful bites of yours which you keep telling your children, will help them sail through this stage very smoothly, efficiently, and productively. So try and build healthy relation with your child, and do not snub your child from building healthy relations with his or her peers or friends. So usually in this age, children develop good friend circles with their having a common ethnicity or a common age group, and with common interests. So let them be. We have to give them this freedom, because this freedom is necessary. Today they will have a little freedom, tomorrow they will be able to execute more freedom of theirs, and that too very productively. So think about it, pay attention to it, and if you're facing these problems and these little conflicts with your teenagers at home, do not worry. You can watch this video to understand better how you can deal with your teenager. Be a good listener, be good observant, be vigilant, and be there. Your child is going to stay your child, right? We just have to provide them with a safe, happy, comfortable space where they can come, talk, share, and just grow. So, if you want me to address any more issues related to adolescence, please type in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to create a nice content for all of you and share. Thank you, everybody. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy, and just chill. Bye bye.